Do you have anything from Mixing Industry Baby that you remember in particular? There are a few questions. Oh,
there's a lot of fucking horns.
We'll have
here. There's a lot of here. Let me pull. I'm gonna pull up the session.
You'll say the show notes will be up within an hour or two, says Bradley. So if people are watching this, you want to go to LiveWithMattRad.com and you can see the notes for all the things we're talking about.
So I'm going to pull up the session for Industry Baby right now.
Let's do it.
This shit had literally so many fucking... Okay, look, this is what I get. They're like, yo, we want you to mix this record for Lil Nas. I'm like, cool. I get the link. This shit is 15 gigabytes. I'm like, did they send me the entire album? I was like, am I mixing the whole album? Bro, I get this shit. It's one session. It's 15 gigabytes. Zipped 15 gigabytes. Baines will tell you. I called Baines. I was like, yo, you're not going to believe this.
Because they were just like individual horns, right?
Yes, it was stereo track horns, but they were all individualized. So honestly, it took up... Here, I'm going to flip the camera really quick. But this is the whole... That's just the end horns right there. I consolidated them.
That's amazing, man.
There's just so many tracks.
Holy shit.
This is the whole fucking set. Look at this. It's just fucking never stops. But so that to be honest was a big task in itself because I wanted to keep their blends on everything because they send me everything blended. But at the same time, I didn't want to go through. It's if I go through too much and just solo out each one and level it, it's gonna fuck up the blend too much. So I started to say, okay, these horns are kind of in the same world. Let me take those and treat them as a whole, right? It'll be like 4 or 5 tracks of horns that are kind of. A lot of the horns didn't sound too different from each other. They were just kind of like one a little bit toned like this, one a little bit toned like that. So I started to kind of group them together a little bit, just to like keep the blend overall, but also not go too deep into it because you can get lost when you're going in, and you're trying to EQ and compress individually 70 tracks of horn that all kind of similarly sound similar. You know what I mean?
Hopefully they have it balanced. Because I know our buddy Nick Lee who did the horns on that, I think. But just sitting there doing one at a time, I mean, that's like, it's funny. I used to do string sessions like that where I have a couple of string players and we do 48 tracks of an individual violin. We do 4 of one part and then 4 of another voice, and then we do a viola and 4 of one, and getting them all together really is the blend. It's interesting. So did you take those and basically bust them? Were there effects on them already? What was
they printed out of Logic. So everything came printed. I had to get them to send me certain things dry as far as vocals. But mostly everything was printed as far as like the beat and the horns, all of their stuff, which I really like too, because Day Trip and them are fucking geniuses. Like, they'll really like get in there and make the shit easy for you. They're gonna send you a lot of tracks, but they're gonna make the shit easy for you. Like, they're gonna get the shit how they want it to sound, and all you gotta do is just make it fit in the mix. Make it not so abrasive. Same volume, they have it in the reference. That's another thing, is referencing back and forth is really important for me because I need to know where they have it in their mind. Where they have everything.
Those guys really know what they're doing and know what they want, from what I can tell. I don't know them personally, but that's what I've heard.
They may have something loud and I may be like, oh, that's too loud, but maybe there's a reason, especially with them knowing them. That's a moment in the record. So I have to respect that. So, and that kind of goes when you're working with different people. Some people, okay, I need to help this person because like they're coming to me for a certain reason. Like, I've gotten vocals that are off time, for example, and I'll go through and type those vocals in and be like, see how it sits better. Oh yeah, man, thanks for doing that. Versus with these type of clients, it's like, I'm here to just assist them to get this to where it needs to be. I'm not here to try to be like, let's do these drops, let's do that. With them and with this record, it was like I needed to make sure it sounded as much like the demo as possible, but polished and better and bigger.
Well, it's a great sounding record, obviously doing very well, and people are fans of it. So well done and congrats on that.